Former acting chief Ragland says he was faced with requests and demands that went against his ethics and morals, and that's why he's walking away from the role tonight.
There were certain demands placed on me that I felt went against my own ethics and morals that I could not live with.
That was now former Pittsburgh Acting Police Chief Christopher Ragland during a news conference Tuesday, opening up about his decision to retire and withdraw his candidacy for the permanent role. Ragland pointed to certain requests he received, but stopped short of sharing what they were and who they came from. He called the process a, quote, political football.
Every day, this undermined my ability to lead in a way that the Police Bureau needs to be led. I saw no end in sight.
I do feel that there was a lot said during that news conference that was not exactly the way I would have described it.
Pittsburgh City Councilwoman Teresa Cale Smith says part of the process is in fact political. She tells me it's been a challenging few years for the Police Bureau, so she's standing by council's scrutiny during the search for the next chief.
Council members can have a say and should have a say in some of the leadership and some of the things that are happening there, because especially when we've had such dissension in the Police Bureau. There's been a lot of division in that bureau for a very long time, as long as I can recall.
She says the public process for selecting a chief will be discussed among city leaders at their meeting Wednesday. In the meantime, Assistant Chief Martin Devine will take over as acting chief. The choice has the support of the police union leadership, but there are still reservations about the search process.
I think that the mayor doesn't know what he wants in a chief, and they're just grasping at straws. But I don't want anyone to think that that's not what I believe of Chief Devine. I think Chief Devine's a good choice.
Ragland said those requests he mentioned did not come from Pittsburgh Mayor Ed Gainey. As for what's next, he says he's not sure what the future holds. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Jordan Siopa, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.
Thank you, Jordan. Mayor Gainey said his administration remains committed to ensuring continuity and stability within the Bureau. While he called Officer Ragland's departure a loss for the Bureau of Police, the mayor says he remains, quote, incredibly confident in the strength of our department's leadership.
Turning now to Pittsburgh's action weather, today was the warmest day of the year, with temperatures reaching well into the 60s, but the sunny skies are on the way out.
Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Mike Harvey with your certified most accurate forecast. And Mike, we're gearing up for an impact morning, but also an alert in the afternoon.
That's right, an impact morning for widespread rain that's going to be moving into the area really in just about 3 to 4 hours that it will become widespread. Then we get into the afternoon where we'll have some isolated thunderstorms that could be strong moving through the area, and overall we'll be seeing wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. The rain not far away, seeing a little bit of it trying to make it into Pennsylvania, and a closer look for you. You can see just a few sprinkles will make it, but again, it'll be till 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning until we see widespread rain that will be moving across the area. That'll look like this as we head towards 4 o'clock. Could have some periods of heavy rain as this pushes through, and then we get into the afternoon. The widespread rain moves off to the east. We could have a line of showers around noontime, and then once we get past noon, that's when we'll really be watching for thunderstorms to pop up. You can see these thunderstorms moving through the area. These are the ones that could be quite strong moving through the region. We could be seeing some strong winds, heavy rain, large hail, lightning. Can't even rule out a tornado with these as they move through the area between 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock on Wednesday. We'll have more on what you can expect for these storms rolling through the area and the forecast for the rest of the week and the weekend. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
Mike, thank you. More than a month without water. That's what some mobile home residents in Allegheny County are dealing with right now.
That's right. This lengthy lapse in water is at the Holiday Hills in Murraysville. Pittsburgh's Action News 4 reporter Felicity Taylor has more now on the outage and how residents are responding.
It's been 46 days since residents here have had water. You can see behind me here just the complete mess of construction on their water line. The park landlord and Plum Municipal Water Authority have told residents it's a pressure issue on the water line on the private property. But now the landlord is telling residents that a temporary fix could be coming tomorrow.
And it's a cool, historical on here.
They're trying to make us feel bad. I feel bad. I feel bad for me and all my neighbors who aren't able to even turn the water on to get a drink of water.
Carlson and Associates took over the Holiday Hills property last April. The water stopped running on January 20th. At first, residents said they brought them a few gallons of water. They've also offered to put them up in the Roadway Inn and Suites in Monroeville, but that's not suitable for residents with mobility issues.
We get emails from a man named Luke every so often about the water problem. And all it says is, we're working on it, be patient. And you try to email him back and he doesn't answer. You try to call their office and leave a message, they don't answer. You leave messages with a secretary when you do get a hold of her, they don't return calls.
In Property Management's latest email to people who live there, they say they've received permission to hook up a temporary line to a fire hydrant, but not until tomorrow morning. People who live there say they had false hope just last week.
I got in the shower, got lathered up, got my hair lathered up, and the water quit.
And then what'd you have to do?
I had to heat water on my stove to pour water over myself to rinse and try to rinse my hair as best I could. It was bad. It was really bad. And then that night I sat and cried. I mean, it's beyond belief.
Starting this month, Pusateri and some other residents have decided to withhold their rent in protest. Residents have called the Attorney General, Housing Authority, Health Authority, Senior Citizens Aid, and the Code Office.
Pennsylvania has some awesome laws, but they're not worth anything if they're not enforced.
We've also reached out to the property management company, but have not heard back. Reporting in Murraysville, Felicity Taylor, Pittsburgh's Action News 4.